So the last part I want to look at is this type of equation that has the natural log, the ln in it already, okay? So just like our LOGs, if it is in natural log form with ln, we first want to write the left side as one log, okay? So we want to simplify here, and this means multiply. So the first thing we're going to have to do is move these exponents back where they belong, okay? Remember, the exponents go in the front of the log. So this really says natural log of x squared plus natural log of 2 cubed, all right? So if we write it as one natural log, this means we're multiplying it. And we have x squared times 2 cubed, and 2 cubed is 8, okay? So this is what it looks like when we simplify it and write it as one log on the left side. Now remember, before I told you that the common log has a base of 10, but the natural log, the ln log, has a base of e. So it's an understood e right here. They just don't write it. So the next thing we want to do is to write this function in exponent form with a base of e. Okay, so remember, my base is e, 5 is my exponent, and this thing in the middle is my y equals. Okay, now I need to show you another button on the calculator, but we're going to remember this and I'll come back to it. But it says e to the 5th equals 8x squared. Okay, so if you write that on your paper, we're going to go to the calculator. All right. So we have a button on our calculator right here that says e to the x. Okay, now I don't want to put those on there. So in order to hit that e to the x, I'm going to have to go second ln. And that allows me to put an exponent. Remember what our exponent was. It was a 5. So e to the 5th, oops, I put too many. And we want to get that answer. So that's 148.4. That's e to the 5th. Okay? Now, let's just refresh our memory on the other side of the equation. E to the 5th we just put in the calculator. But now I have 8x to the square. So we're going to need to divide that 8. So whatever we got for that e to the 5th, we got 148 point something. We're going to divide it by that 8. All right? Once we get that answer, then we're going to have to take care of this square root. Okay? So let's go back. Let's see what we've got. We've got this. We're going to divide it by 8. And this is what we get. And remember, we have to square root. And if you go second negative sign, it'll put your answer back in there. It says answer. So when we take the square root of 18.55, we get 4.3. So our solution for this problem is 4.3. Now typically we put the plus minus in for taking the square root of both sides, but in natural logs the e does not, the negative does not work. Okay, so we just get positive answers. All right, so let's look and see if we got another example. I'd like to do one or two more because they are a little bit more complicated. Okay, so we'll do these two right here. So for this one, remember we have an understood e base. Okay, so e to the exponent 12 equals x to the 6. Now, this looks a little unusual because I have a power of 6. In your calculator, you have the ability to put a power of 6. All right, so we're going to take the 6th root of e to the 12th. All right, so let's get to our calculator. Okay, so if you go to math, you look here at number 5, it says x root. So if you punch that, it gives you an exponent position. or a root position. We're taking the 6th root, and then we're going to put our e to the 12th, I think is what it was. So second ln gives us our e to the 12th. So our answer for this problem is 7.39. Okay? So under math, you've got any kind of root you want. And so if I need a 5th root or 6th root, I can put the x root in and then get that root. Okay? And then if you need the e term, we're going to use that second button and the e. Okay? Alright, so let's look at number 17. This will be the last one we look at. Do you see all these loose things on the left side with my natural log? We're going to have to take care of them, okay? So let's move over this 4. We'll subtract the 4, and that gives me 1, right? Let's divide by that 3. We had 3 natural log x minus 3. Now I can put the 3 right here if you would like. We could put it in the exponent, or we can just divide it out over here, okay? So either way, we get the same answer. Alright, now that I have one log expression on the left-hand side with no loose terms outside of that, then I can take the exponent form of this. So remember, my base is e, my exponent is 1/3, and then we have x minus 3. Okay? Now we're going to put this e to the 1/3 in the calculator, and then what are we going to do with this 3 to move it to the other side? I'm going to add that 3 to move it to the other side. Okay? So let's see what our x equals. We have e to the 1/3, and then we're going to add 3. So second e to the 1/3, oops. Okay, notice I put a fraction up there. And remember, said we were going to plus 3 to move that 3 over. So our answer is 4.39, or it would round probably to 4.4. Okay, I hope that I have explained enough samples for you that you're understanding getting like bases, you're understanding putting something in exponent or log form when you need to, and you understand the difference between a common log and a natural log and how each of them are set up. Common logs have a base of 10, natural logs have a base of e.